Hey sis, and welcome to Empowerment Hour Live. Thank you for showing up for you tonight and happy Sunday. I hope you all are getting things done, maybe getting things done around the house, or maybe today is your rest day. Cause today was my rest day. Kind of, sort of, but I'm here doing this Empowerment Hour Live because we got some healing to do, y'all. So I want you to take a deep breath in, let it out, because you made it here and that matters more than you think. Tonight, we're talking about a kind of forgiveness that we don't talk about enough. It's not about forgiving him. It's not about forgiving her. It's not about forgiving them. We're talking about forgiving you, sis. If you have any questions during this live, drop them in the chat and we'll get you an answer, or we'll direct you to a tool or resource that can help you. All right, so let's talk about it. Do you ever look back at an old version of you and just cringe? Like, why did I stay so long? Or why didn't I listen to my gut? Or why did I let them treat me like that? Or the hardest for me, y'all, is why did I parent from pain and not from love? That kind of shame can be real heavy. But sis, let me just say this as someone who's carried all of this same way. You cannot heal when you're still punishing yourself for who you used to be. You didn't know what you know now. You were just strictly surviving, living through trauma. You were choosing what looked like love. You were trying your best with what you had in the season you were in. And for a long time, I didn't forgive my parents. I didn't forgive them for abandoning me and my siblings. I was 7 years old at the time, the oldest of 7 siblings. I didn't abandon them. I had a problem with, I just couldn't understand why they would do that. Why they would abandon 7 kids that they gave birth to. Why they would keep having kids if they knew they could not or did not want to take care of the ones that they currently had. I just couldn't figure it out. For a long time, I couldn't forgive them because I had to grow up too soon and not be a child. For a long time, I couldn't forgive them because they abandoned me and caused me to feel unsafe and endure emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. I looked for love in all the wrong places, causing myself to invite men into my life who were not supposed to be there. And that caused even lower self-esteem, even lower self-worth. And all of this reflected in my parenting. Sometimes I was angry at my son for no reason, yelling at him, emotionally unavailable for him because I was dealing with issues of my own. So then after a couple of years, y'all, I realized I had a problem. And I realized I couldn't fix that problem. So guess what I did? I invited Jesus in to help me fix that problem. So let's take it to scripture. Let me tell you what Jesus told me. In Luke 23:34, Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. And that verse don't just apply to others. It applies to you too. So sis, the one who didn't speak up, the one who didn't walk away, the one who didn't love herself, the one who did not know how to forgive, the one who was parenting her kids from a place of trauma and survival, she didn't know what she was doing because of her unhealed trauma caused by others. And you know what? Those who hurt her, they didn't know what they were doing either because of their unhealed trauma caused by others. But guess what? God loved her anyway. God loved them anyway. And he still loves you. So maybe sis, it's time to stop being mad at her and start covering her with grace. Cover her with grace for not knowing. Cover her with grace for not being able to forgive, for not being able to move on. Cover her because God covers her. It takes me back to when God really helped me to forgive. I wasn't able to forgive me really until I was able to forgive my parents. God really showed me that they could not give me what I needed because they didn't have it. My parents were driven by drugs, and drugs is an addiction, just as anything else, and it overpowers your judgment. It takes first place in your life over everything that matters. God also showed me that why hold on to it, because you never get a full sorry from them. They will never be able to help you understand why they did what they did. So now it's time to move on. It's time to move on and forgive them. And it's time to move on and forgive you for everything that you did in that season of unforgiveness and trauma. So again, start covering her with grace, sis. Now let's take a moment. I want you to drop in the chat a purple heart if you got someone in your life who you need to forgive, or drop a red heart if that someone who you need to forgive is yourself. And then once you drop those hearts, sis, go ahead and grab a journal or a piece of paper and just close your eyes and let this be a prayer. Write or whisper these words. Lord, help me to release the version of me who didn't know better. The version of me who settled, who snapped, who stayed, who shrank, who had a problem forgiving others. I forgive her because you already did. Now take 3 minutes to journal what comes up. Let the tears fall if they do. This is holy work. So we're going to take 3 minutes and we're going to pause for journal. All right, sis. All right. What you're doing right now, that's healing work. So now, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Let me see them in the chat. All right. And if tonight stirs something deep, shame, regret, old patterns, I want to gently point you to something I created as I remembered when I was in that same space. It's called the Self-Worth and Shame Detox ebook, and it's only $9. And it'll walk you through releasing the lies and rewriting your worth. And if you want that ebook, I placed the link in the comments on tonight's Empowerment Hour. Because sis, you're not behind, you're just healing. And your healing is proof that purpose is already in motion. So I want you to go love on a version of you that didn't know better. And thank her for surviving long enough to meet this version of you. And go ahead and drop a purple heart in the chat if this hit your heart. And if you feel led, share your journal reflection in the Purpose Prayer Room community thread, because your healing might unlock someone else's. Do we have any questions? Any questions? So no questions on tonight's Empowerment Hour. I do understand that sometimes it could take a lot of strength and courage, especially when we're talking about healing, to publicly post your story in the chat, or to publicly post your story in the chat. But again, as I mentioned, we have the free Purpose Prayer Room for single moms. It's a private community, and everything in there is for our eyes only. It's a safe space, no judgment zone. So if you don't feel comfortable posting your questions or here, then head over there, post them, because healing starts with community. You can always email me at hello@paintopurposemoms.com. Also, if you want me to talk about something specifically on the Empowerment Hours, or if you simply want to share your testimony, let's do it. I love to have you on the channel sharing your testimony, because that same testimony will help other single moms. Because sometimes we think we're the only ones who's going through something, but sis, you're not. You're never the only one who's going through something. We all have the same pain, just wrapped in different stories. All right, so I love y'all. Thank you for tuning into this Empowerment Hour. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and say hello in the chat. And I'll see y'all in Teach It Tuesday.